guys, I'm Racing Chewy Side, and I got a video for you guys, and it's a track guide for Texas Motor Speedway Race 2, with only 3 races remaining, including this, so that leaves just this track, Phoenix, and Homestead. Best I could do is a 28.6. Everything was default, though during a race yesterday, I went to +6 on the offset. It was at +4, so I went to +6, so I didn't have to steer to the left on the straights. And brake bias, I moved to 63, which is just my preference. So, I guess I'll show you my main lap. Then after this lap, I'll go through a slow-mo lap of it just going around the line. And then I'll explain everything in detail. So here's the lap. Alright, ideally you don't want to get that sideways out of the corner, because that'll just kill your tires, and possibly the fastest I've ever seen it happen at this track. Alright, so now for the slow-mo line lap. I'll just show it from the hood cam here, roof cam. So, let's just 2 times it. So what you do is you swing out to the outside wall a little bit, and start turning in slightly earlier than you would at most tracks. Just because if you miss the line, it's just not going to turn and drive it way to the bottom and keep going to the bottom till you're about on the line. About 2/3 of the way through the corner, you want to be on the seam, and then once you pass that black patch, start driving back out. And here you want to straighten the car because it wants to snap and head to the inside wall. I've seen some of the best drivers yesterday just wreck their car for no reason through there. So turn 3 is similar to turn 1, except you can take a wider entry, like I did. Drive it to the bottom. Use the throttle to kind of steer yourself. So I'm just showing the basic line. You can see it there and more, I guess, clarity. Except for this little part here where I almost die. So that's it for that. So now let's go into detail of what I did for this lap. Alright, so we're on the front stretch and just make our way to 1. Alright, like I said in a little slower line lap, you can see on the wall, there's these stars. Pretty much between the second and third one. So right here, I'm getting on the brakes ever so slightly. So once I get to the brakes, I'm turning down into the corner. You can see it. Let me slow more there. Use about 10% brake for split second. So right here, between the 2 and 3 star, a bit of brake, about 10%. Or less, actually, for, I don't know, 10 feet is all you're going to hold that for to get it to set. And then you're just going to let it roll all the way down. All the way down until we're right against that white line. So once you feel like it's starting to turn, use the throttle to make sure you don't go too low on the track or you'll hit the apron and, well, kill yourself. Like right there. That's pretty much where my picking up throttle point is. But it's not, definite. Pretty much where the boards start. So, if you're looking on your right side, say right here. At the Fort Worth. This deal here. Pretty much where this bar here, the Earnhardt bar, I believe what it was called. And, that's where I'm looking. Billboard. Pretty much where you want to get on the throttle. But again, this is subjected to how well you hit the corner. And keep it on the bottom. You might have to play with the throttle a bit here and there to make sure, well, I'm really low here. Okay, you see that little black seam? That's there most of the race anyway. That's where your turnout point's going to be. So once you finish that entire seam, this is where I start to straighten up. And drive it to the outside wall. And it really wants to get loose here, so be careful. And again, like I state every damn video, I will not drive like this in a race. Yet people still always comment, you don't want to drive this hard in a race. Well, yeah, of course not, because I mentioned it every video. Drive to the outside wall, but here I'm braking again. Very minimal amount. Alright, since we're here in the backstretch, again, I wanted to redo this backstretch entry deal, so here into turn 3, I'm braking right at this caution light. Right here, tiny bit of brake again, like 5 to 10%. Not very much, and for the same amount that you did in turn 1. Just remember what it felt like in turn 1, and you can do that again for 3. So again, turn it down to the bottom, and here you can take a wider arc, drive it down to about the center of the corner. And just like turn 1, you want to use the throttle to kind of get the car to kind of rotate and to keep yourself from rolling too far down. You can see I damped it there, and then I'll full throttle and try to keep it on the bottom. There will be a few bumps right here. You can see the car going crazy. And once you get past those bumps, try to set up for your exit. That's where you want to straighten the car out again, because like if not, this will happen. So yeah, that's it. I don't know how else to explain this, so there's really all there is. The setup's a little garbage, in my opinion. It's not the worst that we had, but it's definitely not the best, so that's it for this track guide. I'll be back at Phoenix, hopefully with more insight than I had last time we were there, so anyway, Simmers and Chewy side.